Hi everyone, it's Gretchen Adams from the Boutique Portrait Studio, and I wanted to just show you my my welcome kit guide today, which is what I give to my clients at their in-person consultation. I know everybody's always curious about what's in other people's kits, so I want to show you everything that's in here. So first of all, this is a folder from Paper Presentations. You can get them online. It's I just ordered the charcoal one with the linen finish. The label on the front is simply a business card from Miller's, a press print card that I have printed on linen paper. And it just says Gretchen Adams Photography, Portrait Planning Guide. Very simple. I fix it with double-sided tape using my tape gun that I use for putting all of my mats together. And I just run a ribbon around it to hold it together. Very simple, okay? So let me show you everything that's in this kit, and we'll kind of go through it piece by piece. Let me move some of the stuff out of the way. Okay, so first of all, I do a mixture of sizes and styles of cards in here so that it's interesting when the client goes through it. They're mostly all press print cards from Miller's, but I'll talk about each one as I go through them. I'll start on the left side. So I always put a little piece of vellum over the top of each stack because I think it looks pretty. And we'll just start with the welcome letter. So this is just a simple welcome to the studio, thanks for choosing us, letting them know that this kit is going to answer any questions that they may have as far as what to expect from their session and how to prepare for it. But if they have any other questions, go ahead and contact me. Here's my information. And it just says we're looking forward to working with them. This is just an image of the front of my studio as you walk through the doors. And these are just little icons for awards within our community that I've won, which is important in my mind because my clients recognize these. So these are just major magazines in our area that my clients recognize the Best of the Bay logos because they see them in other restaurants and stores and things that they shop in. So when they see that, it kind of validates to them that you know, I'm an established photographer with a good reputation in our area. All right, so that's what that card is on that side. The other side, I just have some text about the boutique portrait experience, how, you know, we're going to create art for them, what they can expect to receive as far as quality is concerned, and then the different things that we offer, you know, personal wardrobe assistance, careful selection and location with your family in mind, a fun and relaxed environment for your session, home decor planning assistance, and custom framing and installation of displays. So this just kind of sets the tone for the level of service that we're going to provide for them. Okay, the next flat card in here is my studio policies. And again, this is just a picture of the outside of my studio. Excuse me. I'm not a contract girl, so I just rely on my studio policies. I have ever since I started my business in 1999. I'll do contracts if it's an event, a wedding, something like that, but that's not what I'm typically shooting. I'm typically shooting portraits, and I just don't do contracts for portrait sessions. Just got to do what's right for your studio. Okay, so that's my side that has my studio policies. It's pretty simple, straightforward stuff. Then on the other side is just some notes on what to expect at the session and what to expect after the session. At the session is mostly geared towards families because it talks a lot about kids and how I want the parents to behave during the shoot as far as not directing the kids, letting me direct the kids, things like that. And then the after the session information basically talks about how, you know, they're going to come over for their in-person sales appointment. All decision makers need to be there. There's only one appointment, and please don't bring your kids. Pretty simple stuff. Okay, and it talks about how, you know, finished portraits will be ready approximately 4 to 6 weeks after your order is placed. So just basic information. Now the next big piece is my print pricing guide, and the reason I like to have a kit that has individual pieces instead of, say, like a magazine that you open up and go through, is that as you change things, you can just simply change one piece in the kit. So as you can see, this is my print pricing guide from 2015. So I need to make a new one for 2016, and it's easy enough. It's, you know, one a one press print card, very easy. All right, so this, I use one of the accordion trifolds from Miller's for this. And on this side, it shows a folio box. On this side, it shows a wall portrait. And in the middle is my pricing. My price menu is really simple because I sell a la carte. So I've got all the print sizes covered here with the prices, and then the folio box that I sell covered here. And then a little information about the digital files that they will receive with each print that is purchased, because I do give them a file for making 8x10s and smaller from everything that they purchase. So if they purchase, you know, 11x14 or something, they're going to get a file size for making 8x10s and smaller. So this just talks about that. Also talks about if they don't want to do their own reprints for smaller prints, how much we'll charge them to do them for them. Pretty simple stuff. I like having pictures of products on here because I think that it's easier for people to relate to than having a picture, you know, like a picture of a kid or a picture of a baby or whatever. I want them to be able to envision if they had a folio box with a beautiful set of matted prints, or if they had a wall portrait, whatever. All right, on the back, same thing. I've got a folio box set up. I've got a folio print on display. And then the front cover is just my packaging. So it's really simple. This is not the first time they're seeing this because they're at the consultation when they're getting this kit. So we've already gone over the pricing and everything at the consultation. So this is just for bringing home to, you know, show to a spouse who wasn't here, or to just remember what the pricing was. All right, so let me put those back in there really quick and we'll go over the other side. All right, so same thing. I put a little piece of vellum. This is a little guide that shows the client how to take pictures of their wall space for throwing into Pro Select, so we can see what size is going to be appropriate for the house. I think I bought this from Design a Glow, just a template that you can customize. They've got a free one on there too, I think, but you can't customize it, so it's pretty inexpensive to just buy it and make it your own. So that's to prepare the client for the preview appointment, and to illustrate to them how they need to put a piece of paper on the wall and stand back and take a picture of it, and all that good stuff. It's funny because I used to just have an email that I would send out to clients that explained how to take the pictures of the wall space. And I've been using the whole, you know, put a piece of paper on the wall thing for years. And I used to tell people, you know, take a piece of paper, 8.5 by 11, tape it on the wall, stand directly in front of it, and take a picture and send it to me. And then I had a client send me a ton of pictures of her wall space, all with her husband standing in front of the wall, looking at the camera, just staring at the camera. And I said, wow, why did she send me all of these pictures with her husband in them? And then it finally dawned on me that when I was saying stand directly in front of the wall and take a picture, she thought I meant have somebody stand in front of the wall and take the picture. So for our whole preview appointment, we were just cracking up because every image that I showed them of their wall space with portraits on it had the husband standing there looking at the camera. Anyway, so then I realized, oh, maybe it's not as crystal clear for everyone as it seems to me. But anyways, went off on a tangent. Okay, so the next piece is my clothing guide, okay? I put a lot of time and attention into how people dress for their portrait sessions. It means a lot to me. I feel like a good portrait can be taken up a few notches if the right clothes are worn, and a great portrait can become a horrible portrait if the clothes aren't right. So, you know that motto, if you don't look good, we don't look good? That's how I feel about clothes for portrait sessions. So I give them this guide that talks about what to wear for families, for babies, for big kids, little kids, what to avoid, things like that. And it's got a few different samples on here. But we go into this in depth at the consultation anyway, so they're pretty well educated on what they need to show up in after we're done meeting. But I also do a lot of shopping for clients, but not all clients want to have me do the shopping, so some want to handle it themselves. So I take it a step further, and I also include, I call this a color story. Basically, it's a set of swatches of fabric that I put together. And I do this, I've got tons of these in different fabric combinations. It's not complicated, it's so easy to do. These are just simple cards that, like stationery cards that actually I bought like a huge, like 5,000 of these years ago for some reason. I don't know why, and I'm still trying to go through them. But so what I do is I go to the fabric store and I pick out fabric in colors and textures that I like, and you bring it up to have it cut, and they'll give you a 2-inch strip for free, a little sample strip. So I'll go up there with 15 bolts of fabric and have them cut 2 inches off of all of them so that I can make my little swatch cards. And I have a lot of these pre-made, but I also have all the fabric swatches already cut up and in a box, so I can put together cards while clients are here. But what I use these for is to help illustrate to the client what colors work well together. So while we're here discussing what kind of look they want for their portrait, and we're talking about clothing and all of that, we'll start going through cards, and I'll illustrate to them with the cards what works and what doesn't work. The other thing that I put into the kit is a couple of simple 4x6 prints. Okay, and what I do when I'm printing client orders, if I've got some images that I think would make great samples, I just print up some 4x6s for myself, and I keep them all in a box, so I've got them all there. So I'll go through these when I've got a consultation so that I can help them figure out clothing. For instance, this is a result of that color story. Okay, can you see how all the colors are in there? Here's the kids from that shoot. There's the whole family. So giving a client something like this to go on and explaining to them how, if you guys decide on blue, you can mix up the shades of blue. How if you're going to introduce a print, I only want one print in there. I want to keep it as simple as possible. So you can see how this client pulled that together perfectly. Okay, and if I'm going to do the shopping, I'll still use the color story card for myself as well. Let's see, this one here is a good representation of that shoot. See the maroons and the grays, and we've got one print. They did a different print, but you can see it's the one print in the undershirt. See if I can hold this so you can actually see it. All right, so hopefully the colors are coming out okay on this recording. Just using my iPhone for this, so hopefully this works out okay. So anyways, I will put their color story card that corresponds to what we've discussed at the consultation in their kit, along with their shooting for success card that talks about the do's and don'ts of how to dress for the shoot, their fine art for your home instructional that shows them how to take pictures of their wall space, and then I will also put in a couple of 4x6s. So I may grab like, this and this, or, maybe it's a dog shoot and I'm going to throw a dog portrait in there, whatever. I'm going to put in a couple of prints for them and send them home with the kit like that. Okay. I'll tell you a few reasons about why oh wait, one last thing. Business card on the back is the appointment time. Okay. All my contact information and when and where we're going, or the time and date that we're going to meet. I won't tell them where until right before the session because they're outdoor shoots and all of that changes pretty frequently. Okay, so anyway, so I'll send them home with this whole kit, and a lot of photographers ask me, well, isn't this expensive to put together? I kind of feel like you got to pay to play. This kit serves as a silent salesperson for you. So let's say the mom comes for the consultation, or maybe it's just the dad who comes for the consultation, and they're going to go home and talk to their spouse about the shoot and decide if they want to do it, or maybe whoever came to the consultation went ahead and paid the session fee and decided to do it, and then is going to go home and tell the other person about it. you want them to kind of have a representation of your studio. They haven't been over. The only person who you've really sold on all this is the person who came for the consultation. So this kit kind of acts as a stand-in for coming to the studio. They're gonna get an impression of what your business is like. They're gonna get all the information that they need about how the process works and what it is that you offer. They're going to see some actual sample prints. Granted, they're not large canvases, but still it's a nice luster sprayed print as opposed to a postcard that's press printed. So they're gonna get a little bit of a sampling as to what it is that you offer, okay? So yeah, it's pricey because you've got the cost of all the little cards in here. And the time it takes to put it together, and to put the fabric swatches together and all of that. But clients love this. I think it makes them feel special to have the little kit. And I really enjoy putting these together. In another life, I want to be an interior designer. So I love the planning phase of all of this, and I love putting all this stuff together for them, and it just it makes me feel like I'm really preparing them well for the session, and I think it makes them feel that the price is justified. When they're coming here for the consultation, they're paying the $300 session fee while they're here before they leave in most cases, unless they say I got to go home and discuss it with my spouse. But most of the time they're just going ahead and paying that session fee while they're here. So I want them to walk out with something, okay? And the more prepared they are, the better the shoot is going to be. The better the experience is going to be for them, the better the experience is going to be for me, and the better the outcome of the whole shoot is going to be. So I want to give them as much information as possible without it being overwhelming. All right, so that's my kit. I have had a lot of people ask me what the text says on a few of these things. And some of it, is obviously personalized to my business, like my welcome letter and things like that. But the Shooting for Success, it has all the information on what to wear, what not to wear, and how to prepare and style yourself for the session. I'm happy to share that with you. I've written it up in a PDF. If you want to head over to my website, not my photography website, but my educational website, which is just www.theboutiqueportraitstudio.com. And I'll put a little banner up at the top of the website for you to click on and put in your email address, and I'll send you a link to download that. Not the template, just the wording of it, because I know that for some reason that's something that a lot of people get hung up on. We're creatives and we're not necessarily great with coming up with the best copy, so I think it's hard sometimes for us to brainstorm how we want to lay out the text of something. So I'm happy to give you guys all of that, and you can put it into whatever templates you're using. As far as templates go, other than the card where I show the clients how to take pictures of their wall space, everything else is just kind of, there's not a lot of design to it. It's very simple. I think they might have started off as templates years ago, but I stripped all the design out of them and just use it for putting in a text block and an image because I like things simple. Okay, the phone's ringing, so I guess I'm done. If you head over to theboutiqueportraitstudio.com and sign up, I can go ahead and send that info over to you. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.